Coming up, Maryland canvasses, DC protests, solidarity softball with the Cuban Embassy, and how you can join the socialist fight. But first, taking over DC's power company. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the MDC Dispatch. I'm your host, Tony, and I'll be bringing you the news and events from Metro DC DSA. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and be on the lookout for a new Dispatch episode every first and third Sunday each month. If you use electricity in DC or nearby Maryland, chances are you're paying PEPCO to provide it. PEPCO has been providing energy to the area for over a century, but in 2018, PEPCO was sold off to Exelon Corporation, headquartered 700 miles away in Chicago, despite heavy local pushback. In 2023 alone, PEPCO took $306 million in operating profit from the community for their distant corporate shareholders, while asking for a 20% rate increase. As a result, electricity rates from PEPCO are skyrocketing. A quarter of DC residents are in utility debt, and thousands receive shutoff notices every month. Also, as an investor-owned utility, PEPCO has little incentive to divest from fossil fuels when it lines their pockets. PEPCO only draws 16% of their power mix from renewables and fights any resident-driven renewable options like rooftop solar in spite of the unfolding planetary crisis. But what if we could restore local control, stabilize rates, and expand clean energy all at once? Join the movement for municipalization, the replacement of investor-owned utilities with publicly owned utilities. Metro DC DSA's campaign, We Power DC, has spent the last year reporting the failures of investor-owned utilities model and a detailed path to municipalization. On October 15th, Socialist Night School will present The Road to Public Power, a demonstration of We Power DC efforts. The event will be held both virtually and in person at Shawwatha T. Daniel Library, Meeting Room 1, and will begin at 6 p.m. The final stretch of the electoral campaigns for DSA candidates on the city councils in Greenbelt and Gaithersburg are approaching rapidly. If you want to support the next generation of local leaders, these are your guys. Frankie Santos Fritz and Amodamola Williams are fighting to support working people in the DMV. The weekend kicks off canvassing with carpooling available from Shady Grove Metro and Greenbelt Metro. The American working class is under attack by a radical right-wing government backed by a handful of super-rich oligarchs. On Saturday, October 18th, millions of people are assembling across the country to stand up and fight back. Join the Metro DC DSA contingent at John Marshall Park at 11 a.m. near the Judiciary Square Metro stop. There is no war that matters besides class war. No kings, no fascists, and no billionaires. Volunteers will be needed. The Transit Working Group is fighting back against a failure to deliver better transit for riders across the DC area by the DMVMoves initiative. The initiative is going to make recommendations for improvements, but their plan doesn't include a secure source of operations funding, expansion of bus rapid transit, consolidation of regional bus operators, or rail expansion. A public comment period will be open at the WMATA Riders Advisory Council on October 8th at the Metro Linfont Plaza headquarters. You can assist the working group's campaign, Tax Land, Fund Metro, Build Housing, by providing public comments. This past weekend, DSA members joined the Cuban Embassy for a game of softball. Let's take a look.
I'm Andrew.
I'm David Ramirez Alvarez.
We are here at a solidarity softball game between the Metro DC chapter of the Democratic Socialists of America and the Embassy of Cuba.
We're gathering today in a very significant date for Cubans. 65 years ago, Fidel Castro was giving a speech to a massive crowd in Havana. And some explosion, started around the area. So he decided that the best way to confront the enemies of the New World Revolution was to organize the people, based on the principle that the revolution could do nothing without the people's effort. So during his speech, he just proposed to create what he called the committees for the defense of the revolution. It was meant to confront, as I said, all the enemies of this revolution, those who were against all the social, economical, and political process was going on in Cuba at that time. It's the most popular organization in Cuba. All of us, we are all members of the organization. So we are very proud to have you here to celebrate with us, our colleagues from DSA, because we understand we share a common view of a better world is possible. A world with solidarity, a world of sustainable development, a world where selfishness has no space at all. We really appreciate that you accepted this invitation to share this date with us. We know that some of you, there's a group of you, a delegation from DSA that is traveling to Cuba next month. We can only wish you the best. We are very grateful that you're going to Cuba because it's a very hard time in Cuba and it's important to show support to the Cuban Revolution and to the Cuban people.
I'm very excited to share this day with you all, and of course with my comrades from DSA. Sorry, I'm a little emotional. I've been to Cuba several times before growing up, and I've seen the struggles of the people there and what they do to make a life for themselves. I've seen people, my own family, flee Cuba also for so much pain that they have to go through. And to grow up, I grew up in Miami. I grew up listening to all the stuff you hear about communism and all this stuff, and to finally be able to understand where everything, where these struggles come from and why we have to be united together here and in Cuba. It really makes me happy to know that we can be here sharing this moment together, share our common humanity, share our brotherhood, and I hope that together we can all build a better future. And I hope that it starts with more of this, more of these trips. I hope with our comrades here in DSA, we can continue to fight the good fight here in America and help the people of Cuba take the chains off of them, because we have that power here too to help. And I don't know, I'm just really excited to play some baseball. That's all.
I'm Axel, and just want to echo Andrew. Yeah, I'm super excited for today. Excited to be going to Cuba. It's gonna be my first time going to Cuba, actually. And I'm also Cuban American. Grew up in Miami. I'm excited. We have, I think, so much to learn from what's happened in Cuba and all the accomplishments that Cuba has been able to make, even with the kind of dire economic situation, is incredible. We have so much to learn from it. I'm excited to go to bring some of those lessons back over here to the States, and just excited to, the world is interconnected, so our struggle has to be interconnected, right? And just excited to work together to advance the cause of humanity, really. I'm also really excited to play baseball. I haven't played in several years. I played as a kid.
Cuban roots.
Yeah. So I'm excited. Yeah. Awesome.
And thank you for the shirt.
¡Viva Cuba! ¡Viva! ¡Viva la DSA! ¡Viva! Play ball.
The game was awesome. We had a really good time. The guys and girls from the DSA and the Cuban Embassy enjoyed about 4 hours of softball, really good softball game.
DSA got clobbered. I think it was like 14-0. The Cubans were generous enough to reshuffle the teams to make it more fair.
It was a moment of fraternity, of friendship, of camaraderie.
It was a great experience. We got to meet a lot of new people. I think we got a lot of comrades, got to meet a lot of folks from the embassy as well. And I think some real great relationships were formed today.
And we are very excited to have a future of friendship and solidarity between the peoples of the DSA and of Cuba, of course. And also very excited to have a delegation coming next month from the national DSA to Cuba. So it was a great moment.
We're looking forward to continuing that relationship amongst the Metro DC chapter of DSA and the Cubans, and yeah.
For decades, Cuba has been the target of an unjust economic blockade by the U.S. Every country in the world except for the U.S. and Israel agree that the blockade must end. If you do too, consider connecting with DSA's nationwide campaign, or if you're in DC, join us for an in-person Cuba 101 political education event at the links in the description. Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from you. Join our chapter for any of the huge slate of events coming up in the next few weeks. RSVPs are linked in the description. Metro DC DSA's Abolition Working Group is hosting our first ever coat drive as a follow-up to our backpack distribution, where we gave out over 300 backpacks filled with essential school supplies. Your support will directly purchase coats and other cold weather accessories to be distributed to DC residents ahead of winter to make sure that everyone stays warm. Tuesday, October 7th, 5 to 9. Join us today, 3 to 5, for our monthly meeting of the Montgomery County branch, hosted at the Silver Spring Library, or join virtually on Zoom. Join the Socialist Feminist section for their first happy hour with new stewards Leah T. and Tarini K. at Do Drop In on Thursday, October 9th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. Come for the great drinks and free Plan B, courtesy of friends at EC for DC, and stay for the camaraderie. Curious about DSA? Thinking about joining, but want to hear more info first? Ready to become a member or want to get more involved? If so, join us for new member orientation at MLK Library Wednesday, October 8th from 7 to 8 p.m. The monthly Northern Virginia branch meeting will be held virtually and in person on Thursday, October 9th at 6:15 p.m. Prince George's County branch meeting will be held virtually and in person at Greenbelt Community Center, room 103, Saturday, October 11th at 10 a.m. And the general body meeting for the entire Metro DC chapter will be held virtually and in person Sunday, October 19th. More than just DSA is hosting events in the coming weeks, so are many other groups. Here are a few other upcoming events. As we approach 2 years of unrelenting genocide in Gaza, this year's DC Palestinian Film and Arts Festival uncovers the layers of disruption that shape the experiences and threaten the livelihoods of Palestinians in occupied Palestine and those in the diaspora witnessing it. On Saturday, October 25th at 1 p.m., join New Virginia Majority and Showing Up for Racial Justice for a training on how white allies can show solidarity with immigrant and other targeted communities. Under the current regime, we are seeing more and more everyday acts of survival and solidarity defined as criminal, from migration, abortion, and trans health care to protest and mutual aid. This training will discuss how we can resist these efforts to isolate and harm our communities by rejecting criminalization and learning from the leadership of criminalized people. Masking is strongly encouraged. Find these activities and many more at the calendar of events on our website or in our weekly update, also linked in the description. The Democratic Socialists of America is growing. If you're not a member of DSA and would like to connect with other like-minded activists, community organizers, and neighbors, visit dsausa.org and join today. Metro DC DSA is the third largest chapter in America with over 2,000 members. We're very active in the community and have groups focused on labor, tenant rights, LGBTQ rights, environmental activism, and much more. DSA is the largest socialist organization in America, and we would love to have you as a member. These and other stories, along with links and sources, can be found in the Metro DC DSA Weekly Update newsletter, which you can find linked in the description. This production has been a collaboration of members of Metro DC DSA. Look for new videos on the first and third Sunday of every month. I'm Tony. A better world is possible.